So this gun here is William Powell's most popular over and under model. It is the Perdix. This is a side-plated over and under. A really good looking game gun. Made in Italy to English spec. Let's go. So let's start with the barrels. These are 12-bore barrels. They're a monoblock barrel, you have a solid top and solid midrib. They come HP steel proofed with 5 chokes, all internal. I expect if you fancy being cool, you could have some external chokes if you felt the need. The gun comes in 12 and 20 as standard. You can then also get 28 and 410. There's a 20% extra surcharge for that, so it would make it 4,800 quid. Long barrels are an optional extra, so you can get some 32s or even 34-inch barrels. Again, if you felt the need to do so, but I'm guessing the sort of people who are looking at this gun probably will not be interested in that. The barrels are struck really well, the quality of bluing is really good. And you have William Powell of England engraved down the roof there, which is very nice indeed. Cutting to the back quickly, it has a well-figured walnut stock. This is actually a really nice grade of wood. It comes with the Prince of Wales grip, which, given the depth of the action, seeing as you have the classic Rizzini style action there with the 2 undercuts, it's actually really sleek. You've got quite a deep action. It lends itself through the thicker neck, but it soon slims down. It looks good, but more importantly, that depth does actually give you something to hold on to. You find a lot of Prince of Wales grips can get quite thin, especially on an over and under. There's something A, looked weird about it, and B, feels a bit strange about it. You know, the gun's £7.9, so it's neither heavy, nor is it super lightweight. It's pretty standard over and under game gun weight. So you do need something to hold on to. There is some weight there. It's 18.4 bores, so pretty standard spec, nothing too exciting, but should provide fairly good and consistent patterns like most shotgun barrels do. The action is a solid steel action. It's machined out of one of Battista Rizzini's own specification forgings. So says the website. And having been to the factory, I can assure you it's well made. And I really do like the engraving as well. It's very modern to put this heavy acanthus next to a game scene. And I like it. It's very pleasant. You have a chromed top lever, trigger guard, and safety catch, so you won't get any rust there, not that you would have in any other guns, but it's nice just to have the weatherproofing all over. Some companies do just do the action, which is weird. The engraving on this side is the thing that I like most about this gun. Being a southern boy, wild grey partridges are pretty much the ultimate UK game bird for me. They are just beautiful to watch, they're beautiful to see, not even to shoot, they're just amazing creatures. And this engraving pattern, which was designed by Ben Hoskins, wildlife artist, is just nice. It captures their essence to me. A few rolling hills in the background would have made it feel a little bit more like home, but you can't have everything, so there. A few nice other details is the William Powell engraved in a little banner there, and the Perdix, which is marked on the bottom there. It's a good looking gun. It's very nicely put together. Single trigger, selective, automatic safety. It's very pleasant. From the engraving, which is beautifully detailed, very nicely put together, through the very practical and yet slightly elegant grip, through the round knob and into the wood, it is beautifully figured Turkish walnut. You know, it's not their highest grade gun that they do, but the wood is still a beautiful standard, really nicely finished, with a wooden butt pad to finish it off. At £4,000, it does not come with custom stock fitting. However, for an extra £750, you can go to William Powell and they will fit you up and get you a made-to-measure stock. Once you've had your measurements taken, you can then just stick with the standard grade. You can upgrade the wood, you can have ovals put in, you can have whatever you like and done. There's obviously chargeable extras. Like for an extra £2,500, you can have exhibition grade wood if you wanted. But to be honest, what's on there is very classy, and you're not particularly, when buying this gun, I think, looking for anything too flash wood-wise. The action stands up. You want to keep it sort of classy and English, and having overtly ridiculous wood is not the most English sort of thing to do. Perhaps if you were looking at that, you might be looking at a different model of William Powell or gun altogether. How does it shoot? Well, William Powell invited me up to shoot this game at Lordenshaws estate in Northumberland. It is a beautiful place, and the driver was done on with this. It certainly tested me and a new gun combination, but the gun held up. Enjoy. This drive is a little bit more intimidating. We've got some like 25, 30 yard tall trees in front of us and a good gap to shoot through. This is a very handsome gun. Some game scenes are not that pretty. This one is nice. To be fair, I think all game scenes should just be partridges because partridges are a much prettier bird. But as a gun, it's very nicely spec'd. The solid ribs is lovely. Right, now we're dressed appropriately. Let's see what we can do. It's actually got quite mild. It seems we're basically in Scotland. I even ironed my shirt for the occasion. That's how important this gun is. I have, however, put mud all over it. It's classy. The rounded forend. The grip feels good. It's big, it's deep. So there's been a bit of action down the line. A couple of partridges braved full over-the-top stops. They haven't come over us yet, but it's nice. It's one of those drives that's probably nicer to watch than to shoot because you can make comment and feel professional and not be completely humiliated. That is very pleasant to shoot actually. It's an extremely soft recoiling gun. For a gun that doesn't weigh a lot, that's very nice. A lot of that will be to do with the solid top and mid ribs. That's going to stop a lot of muzzle flip. Muzzle flip is what hits you in the cheek. Recoil you can handle. Nice straight recoil. But muzzle flip is something that a lot of game guns are bad for. Eject well. You will have watched this months apart, but 5 minutes ago I shoot a turbo side. This is exactly what I tell people not to do and change guns. Changing them daily is bad. Changing them every drive is a good excuse. I hit one, that was a miracle. It does take a few shots to find yourself again. It's amazing how every different gun does need to be shot ever so slightly differently. And sort of sight pictures then accordingly and gun speed need to be altered massively. It is something I'm obviously aware of, but it's something that I perhaps might be a magic art to pick up different guns and shoot them well on game. For a light gun, again, that barrel weight and the fact it's actually balanced really nicely makes it very different to what I thought when I first picked it up. It needs to be shot like a slightly heavier gun. This is a really nice gun. Just lively enough to be sort of punchable out of targets. You know, it's not a big dead heavy clay gun. It's very, very good. The ability to tackle into some higher stuff, as well as that speed that you can still be reactive. Bearing in mind this gun doesn't fit me particularly well. It's not built for me, I'm a tall guy. It's a bit short, so it's a bit of a testament to the fact that sort of the way that it shoots and the way that it took me a couple of shots to bond with it, but now we're together, it's good. You're making me look great, by the way. If we can keep shooting at a similar time, that's really good for me. It's obviously had some thought behind it. You could make this gun with a few different specifications, a few different features, and it would not be half as nice. I mean, it would feel a bit amateur. By amateur, I just mean a bit erratic, not as calculated, not quite as repeatable. I honestly didn't think I was going to like this as much. And that's that. That was a lovely drive and a lovely gun. I suppose there's nothing untoward about taking a few moments to get used to a thing, but it's shot really well. Like, there's something very adult feeling about it. I know it probably sounds silly, but it's lovely. It's not quite big enough to sort of be in as a high-bird gun, but it's not spec'd as that. It's spec'd as a modern English game gun, capable of tackling those sort of 20 to 40 yard pheasants very well. And in a very modern style. You know, so a lot of these game guns come in feeling a bit amateur. They're designed for people to go out and shoot them twice a year and just wing them through targets, and sort of the guns are designed to cope with that. This is designed for someone who does pop the occasional few clays, who does actually know how to handle themselves. It's very nice. And even on those reactive birds, there was some actually a nice left and right there of just nice, easy pull through lines. Again, there was a few misses due to gun fit, but that is a good excuse more than anything. And you certainly find sort of, for those crosses, I find gun fit is slightly more important. On driven pheasants, as long as you have an all right mount, it just requires your speed and some timing and a good relationship with the gun. And it's amazing how quickly I could get together with this. Anyway, guys, from Northumberland to Southampton. So as I said on the drive itself, this gun is remarkably adult feeling. A lot of these side-plated Italian guns come in and they're spec'd for not what we do, they're spec'd for walked up game or perhaps for more reactionary shooting. Most game shooting in England is gun driven, and most driven shooting you do have a little bit of time. And as you develop as a shooter, you will, you know, take more calculated shots, have more plan, have more method in your madness, and a gun that can work with you to achieve that is very nice indeed. Why buy one of these over any other side-plated gun? Well, the price is quite competitive. At £4,000 it sits well below a lot of the side-plated guns out there. The build quality is superb, as we already said, but for me it's those custom extras that do make this tangibly nicer than a lot of the other options out there. I love grey partridge. I love the grey partridge engraving. It's such a nice touch. I love the solid top and mid ribs. They're a beautiful touch. But I would say this is very much a sum of its parts gun. The little touches mixed with the standard quality of build, the nice engraving. Guys, thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much, William Powell, for allowing me to shoot this in the environment it was intended to shoot in. Guys, take care, goodbye, and we'll see you next time.